Welcome to Coaches Weekly. I'm CJ Sellner here with head baseball coach Mike Stawski. Coach, you guys come back 8-3, ranked 20th in the country, ho-hum for the Concordia Chicago baseball team. It was an exciting trip. You guys had a couple tough games. You came out on top. Pitchers pitched well, and it was a good trip overall from what I saw.
Yeah, it was great. I mean, it started off in normal Concordia fashion, I guess, playing a extra inning game against Co and winning it on a last at bat kind of a thing, and so that kind of set the trip off in the right direction right there. And we played a couple good teams in Bridgewater and St. Joe, Maine, and Babson were real good teams. And Central was a team that Eric Palmer pitched against that was picked third in that conference, and he made them look not very good. It doesn't mean they weren't good, but he just made them look pretty bad. And but it was a good trip. We got to see a lot of different things, and a lot of guys played, and that's a big thing. So now that we're 11 games in, we've kind of solidified where a lot of people are at, and that's really going to make the difference moving forward.
Well, first talk about Cougar Athlete of the Week, Brady Roberts, coming in. He didn't really get many opportunities last year, and he wasn't really slotted even in the starting role as catcher this year. But he got his opportunity and ran with it right away.
Yeah, from the catching position, obviously, I've said it a million times that trust is a huge factor, and Brady was still trying to figure out his way behind the plate defensively and how to run a game. And we had a doubleheader, and we gave him a chance, and he took advantage of that chance in the doubleheader. He hit really well, and we gave him another chance, and he hit well again, and then he just hasn't stopped hitting yet. So I think that the hitting part of it, he's gained so much confidence at the plate that it's kind of moved over into the defensive end, and he has been as good as anybody we have defensively. He's able to run the staff and handle all the pitch calling and everything else like that. So he was a story of the week. Brady was a story of the week, and he was one of the main surprises of the week, and we didn't expect him to be this good this early. So we're excited about that.
Now it's kind of that identity that the Cougars have had, the next man up. It's been since I was even a part of the program years and years ago. And you have Andrew Kroenke step up when Massey had to leave the game, and he played well for the week. And really everybody, as soon as they're getting their opportunity, a lot of people are stepping up, including a lot of young guys this week.
Absolutely, and it goes back to my assistant coaches and what we do in recruiting and making sure that we recruit depth. We have a lot of players that would play at a lot of different schools that aren't getting a chance to play right now because we're as deep as we are. But a guy like Andrew Massey goes down in the 9th game or 10th game of the season, and we have a senior sitting there just waiting his turn. He gets his turn and gets a bunch of hits and plays great defense, and he's going to get more chances now. And that's the same thing in our outfield. We had a few guys that didn't swing the bat as good as we wanted to him early on, and we gave a chance to a young guy. He steps up, and we have no shortage of depth, and we preach to our guys that the opportunity can come at any time. You got to take advantage of the opportunity when it gets there, and some guys have, and they know that if they just continue to hit well, they're going to play.
Now we'll move over to the pitching staff side of things. 2 really outstanding performances this week. Eric Palmer, the 14 strikeout game for him, and then Mike Formella. From what I've heard, that was even more impressive to you, the complete game shutout that he threw.
It was. Not taking anything away from Eric, but Mike Formella faced a really, really good offensive team. They're hitting .338. They're really well coached, a team out of St. Joe, Maine. And we had just come off of back-to-back losses where our pitching staff did not pitch the way they should. So for Mike to go out there and give us a complete game and the effort he gave us and kind of get back to the roots of what we do as a pitching staff, I felt it was the most important outing of the year. But I said to Mike after the Central game, not to be outdone, Eric Palmer comes in, sees his buddy go complete game shutout, so he decides to throw a 6-inning shutout and strike out 14. Those guys have really stepped up, and you could tell by their numbers how good they've been this year. And Eric obviously is our number one, but Mike has done it out of the bullpen as well. I think he's got 3 wins already, and he's only got 1 start. So Mike will be a mainstay in our rotation. There's no question about it. We just have had some opportunities to get him in the game out of a relief role. But probably moving forward, you'll see him more in a starting role. But yeah, those 2 outings were as needed as anything we had on this team.
Now you guys come back with a record of 8-3, 5-3 on the trip. What have you learned as a coaching staff getting ready for Texas trip this week?
The one thing that we learned is that we can't just show up. That's the main thing. We can't just show up and play. Now, we're talented. There's no doubt about it, and whatnot. We're prepared, but as prepared as we are and as talented as we are, if we just show up to the field expecting to win just because we're ranked 20th in the country, we're going to get beat. And that's kind of what happened against Bridgewater. And The Babson game, I think we were pretty settled in on winning game 1 of that, and game 2 just kind of snuck up on us and we never recovered from it. So I think what we learned more than anything else is our guys have to know they have to lock in from not pitch 1, from hours before pitch 1 to get ready for pitch 1. And the times that we don't and the times that we're not ready to play, we'll get beat. So with the record we have, if you would have told me 8-3 would have been our record after our first 11, with the schedule we faced, I would have been pretty excited about that.
Now you guys continue this tough start to a schedule, and you head to Texas this week, taking on 3 games with Concordia, Texas, and then taking on a tough Howard Payne University down in Texas. Preview this trip a little bit for you guys.
Yeah, it's an exciting trip for us because we get to face a school we don't get to face. It's kind of a brother school for us, another Concordia, and they're a tremendous baseball program. And that's the nice thing is we get to go down there and see a lot of good competition. So, the trip is going to be, we're not going to have any days off. Every single inning is probably going to count for us. You're not going to see too many 9-1 games here. They're probably all going to matter here. And we know that Concordia, Texas has a few arms that are really going to, one of the top echelon arms in the country. And we feel like we do as well in Eric Palmer. But it's going to be a battle. We know they like to play Texas baseball. They play a lot of small ball, so they're going to bunt a lot, and they're going to force our defense to make some plays. They like to steal bases just like we do. So you're going to see a very similar style. But I'll tell you, it's not for the weak-hearted because Texas baseball, they've been outside since beginning of January. They've already got almost 20 games under their belt. So half their season is done, and we're getting to them now, and we're still trying to figure out our identity a little bit. So it's going to take a full team effort. We're taking 28 guys down there. You're going to see probably 18 to 20 guys play every game because it's going to take a full team effort to beat these guys. And we're excited about it and excited about the challenge, and hopefully we'll come back with a few wins.
Well, we look forward to talking to you next week about it, Coach. Cougars ranked 20th in the country after the latest D3Baseball.com poll. For Coach Mike Stawski, I'm CJ Sellner. Thank you for watching Coaches Weekly.